What if I told you an AI could read your future? Not with a crystal ball or tarot cards, but by looking at the data hidden deep inside your own body. I know, it sounds like pure science fiction, but this is becoming very, very real.
And that brings up a huge question, doesn't it? Could an algorithm really predict the most fundamental part of your future, your health, how long you might live? Well, it turns out this is exactly what researchers are working on right now.
You can almost think of it as a new kind of oracle, an algorithmic oracle, if you will. A system that's being built to see what's coming for our health just by reading the data we're creating today. And here's where it gets really wild. Scientists have actually trained AI models that can look at a person's health data and predict their risk of mortality, sometimes years before any obvious symptoms pop up. Now, this isn't some vague guess. We're talking about a cold, hard, data-driven forecast. So you're probably wondering, how in the world does this even work? How can a bunch of code read the subtle, hidden signs of what your body is going to do in the future? Well, the AI isn't just looking at one thing. It's kind of like the most comprehensive checkup you could ever imagine. It's pulling in everything: your medical scans, those complex signals in your blood, your unique genetic code, and even data about your lifestyle, stuff you might not even think is connected. And that's really the secret sauce here. See, a doctor might be looking for signs of one specific disease, but the AI, it's looking at everything, all at once. It's hunting for those tiny, interconnected patterns across your entire system that a human expert could just so easily miss. So what the AI is really calculating isn't how old you are in years. It's figuring out your biological age. You might be 40 years old on your driver's license, but your body could be functioning more like a 35-year-old's or maybe a 50-year-old's. That's the number this technology is trying to nail down. The potential here is, well, it's just enormous. We're not just talking about some cool new gadget. This could completely revolutionize how we think about medicine. Because the goal isn't just to tell people their fate and walk away. No, it's to help them change it. By spotting these risks years in advance, the idea is to give us the power to make real changes to our health before it's ever too late. So here's how it could work in the real world. First, the AI analysis flags a hidden risk that you'd otherwise never know about. Then, your doctor uses that information to create a super proactive, personalized health plan. And finally, you get to make targeted changes knowing exactly what you're up against. But, and this is a big but, it is not a simple story of progress. A technology this powerful just cracks open a whole Pandora's box of really, really difficult ethical questions. I mean, you can see it right here. It's a true double-edged sword. On one side, you have this incredible promise, empowering us with early warnings to live healthier, longer lives. But on the other side, the dangers are just as real. What's to stop an insurance company from using this against you? Who actually owns this data? And what does knowing this kind of thing even do to a person psychologically? Which brings us to our first huge question. Who gets to see this stuff? Is this deeply personal information just for you and your doctor? Or could your employer or your insurance company or even the government demand access? The whole question of who owns your biological data is suddenly front and center. And it's not just about who sees it, right? It's about how they can use it. How do we build the right guardrails to make sure this incredible predictive power is only ever used to help people and not to discriminate against them? Okay, now let's get really personal for a second. Forget about the big institutions. How would you feel? Seriously. If you knew this number, would it motivate you to be healthier, or would it just hang over your head like a dark cloud? There's no easy answer to that one. When you take a step back from all the details, you start to realize that the implications here go way, way beyond the doctor's office. This isn't just about a new medical tool. This technology fundamentally challenges our relationship with uncertainty, with our own mortality, and maybe even the very definition of what a human life is supposed to be. And that leaves us with this final, really profound thought to chew on. As AI gets better and better at reading our most personal biological code, we have to ask ourselves, how is it going to redefine what it means to be human? That is a question we are all going to have to answer, and probably a lot sooner than we think.